Okay, let's take a look. The frequency. Yeah. Okay. So our frequency distribution is a table that shows classes or intervals of data entries with a count of the number of entries in each class. And we're gonna use the symbol F to indicate the frequency. Here I can say the frequency F of a class is the number of data entries in the class. Okay, so that's the definition. That's the definition. A frequency distribution is a table shows classes or intervals of data entry with a count of the number of entries in each class. And the frequency F we indicate the symbol F, okay, to represent the frequency. Okay, let's take a look on a specific example. So, for example, I gave you a bunch of data, that is 2, 3, 4, 3, 5, 6, 5, 8, 4. Okay, and then we can construct a table. Classes and the frequency. Frequency F. Now, we can divide it by a specific way to different classes. And here I will directly give you the classes, and then later we're gonna learn how to divide the classes. Okay, so let's take a look. The first one, for example, the first class gonna be from 2 to 4, and the second one gonna be from 5 to 7. Okay, from 5 to 7. And the third one gonna be from 8 to 10. Okay, so basically we divide this data into 3 classes. And now we're gonna figure out what is the frequency. As I mentioned before, in the definition, frequency gonna be the what? Frequency is the number of data entries in that class. Okay, the number of data entries. So let's take a look. The first class, this class, right? This class, from 2 to 4, right? From 2 to 4. So let's check how many entries or how many numbers inside this class, right? Inside this class. So here, from 2 to 4, this guy, right, is between 2 and 4. This guy, 4, 3. And of course, we found the last one. The last one gonna be is 4, right? It's 4. So we can tell how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means frequency equals 5, right? Equals 5. Okay. Now we can do similar things to the class 2. Okay. So we have 3 classes. Now we're gonna check class 2. Class 2 is between 5 and 7. Between 5 and 7. Now we're gonna count it. This guy, and this guy, right? We have 3 numbers between 5 and 7. So we're gonna write down the frequency. That is 3. That is 3. Okay, clear? Okay, for the last class, that class is between 8 and 10. 8 and 10. So we're gonna have the last one. It's this guy, right? We have only one. Only one. Okay. So be careful. The frequency is always about the number of data. The number of data. It's not the value of the data. It's not about the value of the data. It's the number of data. Okay. So some people say, hey, 2 is between the class 1. So I just write down 2 here. That's wrong. We need to count the numbers. Right? Count the numbers. Very good. Very good. So let's continue. Any questions so far? Oh, let's continue. Okay, so I'm going to erase this part. Each class is a lower class limit. Which is the least number that can belong to the class. Okay, the class. And an upper class limit, which is the greatest number that can belong to the class. Belong to the class. Okay. So let's take a look at the definition. Let's take a look at the definition. So for the lower class limit, limit, the keywords is the least number. The least number. Okay. And of course, for the up class limit, okay, the keyword is what? Greatest number. Greatest number. Now let's take a look at the original example. We already get what? We already get the three classes. Okay, now we have three classes. Okay, so now I have a question for class 2. Okay, for class 2. What is the lower class limit? Can you guess? What is the lower class limit for class 2? What is the lower class limit? Can you guess? 8, 10. Any other? Fine, right? The lowest number, okay, or the least number. So for class 2, the lower class limit is 5. Okay, class 2, we have the range from 5 to 7. The lowest gonna be what? It's 5, right? Keywords. Least number. That is 5, right? The least number. Did you see it? Now, how about the up number?
7.
Is what?
7.
Good job. Good job. 7. Because number is 7. That's it. That's it. Now I'm gonna give you guys a question that you guys try it. So what is for class 3? Try to find the lower class limit and the upper class limit. Okay, try it by yourself. 1 minute. Okay, try it by yourself.
the hell?
Okay, I think everybody should get it. It's not too hard, right?
No.
Okay, so my answer is for lower class limit, we can see class 3, we have the 8. So the lower class limit should be 8. I should write down here. Lower class is 8. The upper class limit is going to be the greatest number or the highest number is 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Very simple and it's very straightforward. So if you want to check the lower class limit and the upper class limit, you always need to check this column. Don't check this column. I think some of you may say, hey, here. No, it's about this class limit, about the class. Okay, it's not about the frequency. Here's a frequency. Okay, so the lower class limit is going to be this guy, right? This guy, this side, and the upper limit, up class limit is going to be the second column. Okay. Yeah, question.
So when you asked earlier, I didn't see that you asked for a specific class.
Specific class, I should identify
Yeah.
what is the class. Okay.
Got it.
Mhm. Very good, very good. I want to make sure everybody understands it. Okay. So if you have a question, just let me know. That's the advantage for the face-to-face class. You know, for the class in the Zoom, probably they can't stop me. Right? Okay, let's continue. The class width. Okay, another terminology. Class width. Class width. It's the distance between lower or upper limits of consecutive classes. Consecutive classes. Okay, and we're still gonna use this example. Okay, let's take a look. The keywords. Class width. How to define the class width? Is the distance between the lower limits or up limits. Okay, so let's focus on the lower limits of this guy. Consecutive. I put this word as very important keywords. Now let's take a look. How to calculate this class width? Based on definition, we know we have 3 classes, right? 3 classes. So the idea is we just need to pick 2 consecutive classes. For example, if I pick 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Okay, 1 and 2 are consecutive classes, right? I pick 2. Now let's focus on the lower classes or lower limits. Okay, so for the class 1, the lower limit is what? It's 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. For the class 2, the lower limit gonna be 5. Very good. We find the lower class limits, and of course, we need to make sure they are consecutive classes. Right? Both conditions are satisfied. Now we calculate the distance. So the distance between these 2 gonna be 5 minus 2 equals 3. That's it. That's it. Clear? Now, some students don't like to pick class 1 and class 2. Of course, I can pick something else, right? I would like to pick class 2 and 3. They are also consecutive classes, right? Class 2 and class 3. Okay, if you pick class 2 and class 3, now follow the rule. The lower limit is for class 2 is 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for class 3 is 8. So we need to find the distance is 8 subtract 5 equals 3. We're gonna get the same class width. Okay, 3. So whatever you pick, class 1, class 2, or class 2, class 3, as long as they are consecutive classes, you always get the same class width. Okay, understood? Okay, so some people don't like to pick the lower class limits. They prefer up class limits. We can do the same things. And now we're going to use another method. We use the upper class limits. So we're going to do the same things. Now, this time, we pick class 2 and 3. They are consecutive classes. And now we're going to pick the up limit. For the class 2, up limit is 7, right? Up class is 7. And for the class 3, for class 2, up limit is 7. And for class 3 is what? It's 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Subtracting, you're gonna get 3. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
Now I give you guys an assignment. Please pick class 1 and class 2 and use the up limit to calculate the class width. Okay, try it by yourself. Using class 1 and class 2 and use the upper class limit to calculate the class width. Try it by yourself. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be very easy, right? So if you check class 1 and class 2, the upper class limit is going to be 4 and 7, right? 4 and 7. So what you're going to do is 7 subtract 4 equals 3. That's it. So whatever method you pick, you always get 3 5, 3. Clear? Very good. Okay, let's continue. The third one. The difference. The difference between lower, sorry, between the maximum and the minimum data entries. Is called the range. Okay, so the keywords, let's find the keywords. The definition of range is the difference between what? Between maximum and minimum of the data. Okay, let's take a look at the example here. 2, 3, 4, 3, 5, 6, 5, 8, 4. Okay. Now I give you this a bunch of data. How to find the range? For this case, based on definition, we need to find the maximum and the minimum. What is the minimum for this data? 2, very good. It's 2. It's the minimum, right? What is the maximum? 8. So we do the subtraction because we're going to calculate the difference, right? So 8 minus 2 is going to be 6. That's it. That's the range. That's the range. Find the maximum and the minimum. Then do the subtraction. That's it. That's it. I'm going to give you guys another example. Let you guys try it by yourself. So, okay. So I randomly choose a bunch of data, and then just let you guys calculate the rate by yourself. Okay, do it by yourself. You know how to do the subtraction between between the decimal. You know it, right? Otherwise, you can use calculator if you are not so sure. Okay. 3.3. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the answer. Range. Based on definition, we need to find the minimum. Minimum is 3.1, right? And then what is maximum? 5.4. Yeah, 5.4, right? So we do the subtraction. Gonna be 3.3. That's it. That's it. That's the range for the data. Okay, that's the definition. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit complicated example because for you guys take this class, you should be able to develop a skill how to do analysis of the data set. Okay, for example, if you're working in the company, there are always a bunch of data. How you guys do the analysis? You're gonna use this kind of terminology to do analysis. What is the class width? What is the range? These kind of things. Okay, so let's take a look on table. Sure, all you guys can see it. Class frequency. We have a class 1, we have 5, class 2, and 8. 11, 15, 6, 8. Okay, I gave you this table. And you can tell how many classes I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 classes. 6 classes. Now my question is, use this table. For example, you're working in the company. Your boss said, "Hey, we get this table. Please do some analysis of this table." Okay. So basically, what you're gonna do, find all the lower class limits here and find the up class of all the up class limits. 3. Find the class width. Okay, find the class width. Now try it by yourself. Okay, try it by yourself. So I gave you a table. And do something for this table. So basically, you can do these kind of 3 things. Right? Try it by yourself. Be careful the definition, right? Definition. And you already did some separate examples. Now I just put everything together. It's a comprehensive problem, right? I'm pretty sure you can do single questions, but when I put everything together, can you do it?
Do we need to find the class width for every consecutive class?
You're gonna get the same class width, whatever method you pick. So you just need to one method. You're gonna get the same answer. Okay. Okay, I found some of you already get it. So let's take a look. So for these classes, we have 6, right? For each class, we have lower class limit, right? So we're gonna do it one by one. Okay, for the class 1, we have lower class limit is 1. Is 1, the least number. And for class 2, gonna be a 6. Basically, is the lower class limit gonna be the first column, right? The first column. So I just copy it. Okay, for the upper class limit gonna be the second column, very similar, right? We're gonna have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's very straightforward, right? Very straightforward. Biggest number in each class. Now for the class width, I said 2 important keywords, consecutive classes. So you just need to pick 2 consecutive classes. Now I can pick 4 and 5. If I pick these 2 classes, if we just focus on the lower class limits, and for class 4 we have 16, right? And for class 5 we have 21. Subtraction we're gonna get 1. That's it. Just randomly pick 2 consecutive classes, and if you focus on the lower class limit, gonna be 16 and 21. However, if you focus on the up class limit, gonna be 25, subtract 20, gonna be still 5. So you randomly just pick 1. Okay, you're gonna get the same answer, right? Clear?